Coming to you from the Freedom Federal Credit Union Studios, Harford County Living presents Conversations with Rich Bennett.
Slow pitch transfer.
It's probably the least sexy part of the work, and I don't have the answer. It's okay. No. The truth is...
What would you do if you had already lived a life most people would consider extraordinary and then chose to walk away from all of it? My guest today didn't just build success. He survived some of the most defining moments in modern history, from being a Winter Olympian to living through 9/11 to leading an investment firm through one of the worst financial crises with zero client losses. Lyubim Kogan has seen pressure, uncertainty, and survival up close. But what makes his story different is what he did next. Instead of cashing in on that success, he stepped away and went straight into a war zone in Ukraine to help rebuild what had been destroyed. And out of that experience came something even more powerful, a mission. Through Wings for Heroes, Lyubim is helping amputee and deaf veterans rediscover purpose, confidence, and identity, not through words, but through flight. I have been looking forward to this. Those of you listening, you know that I've had a lot of veterans on. I've had real life prosthetics on and amputees on, and we've talked about the struggles, but also how far they have come and everything that they're doing now. So this is a conversation you all just want to sit down, grab your drink, relax, and listen, because you're going to learn a lot. Lyubim, how's it going, man?
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you, Rich. I'm really happy to be here. I've been waiting for this for quite a while, so I'm here for you.
Oh, so have I, man. It's and for those people that don't know, did you immigrate here from Russia, or?
I immigrated here back in 92 from Ukraine.
Okay. Okay.
And it was 1 year after Soviet Union broke up.
Okay.
I grew up in the mid 70s during the Cold War, and what I knew about the United States was that, a kid, I imagined that Ronald Reagan is sitting in the White House and he has this red button and he can go boom, and we're all done. And then I come to the United States and I find out that people who were growing up at the same time thought that the Soviets had the same button. So, our imagination was the same. We were looking in the different directions. But when I was 5 years old, the Afghanistan war started, the Soviet war. And it lasted till I was in the high school. So my first conscious part of life, the war was on the background. And the background is not as a battlefield, as a kid perceives and interprets of what's going on around him. So I immigrated to the States in 92, and I got really lucky because I wanted to ski. I was a skier.
Okay.
And I got a scholarship to go to the National Sports Academy in Lake Placid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so my immigrant umbilical cord was cut like immediately. And I was thrown into environment. Imagine I come from a third world country, and I'm going to school with kids whose last name, it's on the beer cans that is sold in the United States. It's still there. And
wow.
The longer I live here, the more I understand, how lucky I was, because the probability of that was really close to zero. But it gave me a chance to see real Americans, kids living in boarding school. And then I started skiing, and when we skied, we stayed with other skiers. So then I see how families were, and it was really different from what I grew up with, and I really embraced it, and I wanted to become like that. To me, it was really important. So I didn't hang out with people that spoke my language. I hung out with people whose language I wanted to speak. And
right.
I took all English classes. I went to small community college so I spent 1 year in sports academy, and then I took every English class they had in a little community college until I got accepted to New York University's Stern School of Business. And This is one of the examples where you have to be careful what you wish for. Because I really wanted to ski and I wanted to go to a good business school. And when I get to the business school, I find out that I'm 300 miles away from ski jumps. So in order to make it happen, now I have to commute 600 miles every week. Yeah. If I wanted to have a chance for tryouts, for the Olympics, and if I stop, then it's zero. So I counted for more than 100 weeks. I commuted 600 miles.
Wow.
To ski for 2 or 3 days a week. Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how I did it, but it's like everybody, all the parents who have kids want to know what it takes. I'm not talented at all. I just really loved it. And I decided that I'm going to go and I don't care what comes up.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that came up. And you
had a goal.
I took time off from NYU last year to try out. And we had really bad weather conditions. The World Cup was in Poland, but we had to go to Slovakia, which means crossing the Tatra Mountains because it was raining on one side and we had to go higher in the mountains. And after 1 week of, you go, you ski and come back. After a week of that, the national team, they were done, man. They were finished because they're used to showing up. Everything's arranged. Everything is, everybody carries your stuff. And I'm commuting 600 miles. So for me, it was like normal. And I say that's how I got lucky. And then, I came back to NYU and I found out that I was the first in history of the business school, first full-time student to actually go to the Olympics. Yeah.
Wow. And what year was that?
Wow. 98, Japan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was the cool one. He was far away. It was a long flight.
Yeah, but good food.
Oh, yeah. And, they were really hospitable. They in the Olympic Village, in the cafeteria, you can try any kind of food. And one of the big part of the cafeteria was traditional, where you could go in, you can sit down in a traditional Japanese table where your feet go under and you're sitting on the floor. And they're wearing kimonos and they're serving you. And they went way out to like really put on a show. It was really, really impressive. But, that was 1 month of fun that ended. And if any parents have kids who are trying out for the Olympics, like we're talking about it 30 years later, it's still a big deal. So,
yeah,
for
not
me,
everybody can do that.
It was worth the sacrifice. Like, I don't know what the college experience is in sense of I was gone every weekend. I don't know what goes on in college on the weekends because I never was there. But I, another dream was to work in the World Trade Center. We're coming up on 25 years. I think it's important to talk about it because.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that it's been 25 years already.
Yeah.
This
year it would be 25 years, 2001, 2026.
And it's it still feels like yesterday too.
Right?
Wow. God, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Man.
No, but I'm saying, that another dream was to work in the World Trade Center and I got to live my dream. And I was really lucky on that day. And I think a lot of people were really lucky on that day. But I think it's a really defining and turning point in the American history. It's very different
absolutely.
from Pearl Harbor. It's there are like for 24 years I couldn't go back. I just didn't have a need, like when they opened up the road, I got in the car and I left. You can say almost forever. I came a few times for work, but it was Midtown. And last February I was on the train. I took the wrong train and I get this World Trade Center, last stop, World Trade Center. Yeah, right. And I'm like, well, I guess I got to get out and go see. And I go up and I look at the memorial. And then I realized that when we talk about PTSD, how it erases time, like immediately you can be one moment you're fine and the next moment you are just like in a different space. And that's one of the things that, I think that I really on some level, I feel like I think it's an empathy or greater connection to people who experience loss, because I experienced and seen loss
Yeah.
throughout my life. So, I just going out and see, I think the memorial is really great. And I think that, now we have two big halls where we had huge buildings. And what I realized, like me and everybody who suffered loss, we have this hole inside. We cannot fill it. But what we can do is just to focus on somebody else who has bigger issues.
Yeah.
And that way you're just not so wrapped up around your own issues and, going deeper in your issues. But I'm saying, like, for anybody who's asking, like, what do veterans experience and what is this thing? It's like a lot of people live in the bubble and they don't really know what's going on outside of the United States. And nobody really realizes that, wars almost always start on the East and they want to go West,
Yeah.
So if you think about it, like if you look where the sun rises, that's where the wars originate, and where it sets, that's where it's coming towards us, because Western societies are more, hard work, ethics, long-term frame, got to do the right thing. And East is more older, let's just go, duke it out. Let's see how much we can take. And the thing is that in between East and West, or war and peace, there is space. And that space is occupied by men and women who put on uniforms and said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go and we're going to get in the middle, and we're going to make sure that war does not come into peace. Like, you and I, we can have a conversation. You in Maryland?
I'm in Maryland, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Jersey, and we know that we're going to finish this conversation. Nothing's going to happen. It's not like that in other parts of the world.
Right.
Because that war came to that part of the planet. And I think as a society, we have this contract with everybody who is occupying that space and wearing a uniform, that you take care of us so Rich and Lyubim can have this conversation and help other people, hopefully, and also kind of get to our dreams, right, and goals. And if anything happens to men and women who are wearing a uniform in that space, and they cannot be in that space, and they come back to the society having less than and leaving something there, then we have a contract or obligation to take care of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And that's the end of that contract. It's like you went, you didn't ask, you did your job, okay? But there is an obligation that carries when you finish your job. Our obligation doesn't end, but a lot of people don't think like that.
That, you know what, and that's the thing. That's something I've always told people. When you join the military, it is a lifetime oath. You may say you served 4 years, 6 years, 20 years, whatever, but you take that oath for life. And if if they want to call you back, be ready. I mean, granted, I'm too old now, but still, I could still help out by talking to other veterans, talking to people that are thinking about enlisting. There's so much, and you see it. Yeah, I mean, you yourself, us veterans are doing everything we can. To help
this
others.
Is Rich. Again, I just make clear, I'm a civilian, right? I'm a civilian. I come after you leave. I clean up the mess. I take care of people. I take care of permanently disabled veterans. That's what my life mission is. I don't get a salary. I don't have any sponsors. Nobody told me to do this. I was in a position that I could do it. And I just thought, let me try, see how much I can do. Maybe I'll make a point as one guy, because everybody wants to know, like, why are you trying to do something that, it's government or a system or somebody, like big organization has to do? And I'm saying, look, I tried, and I really, like, on all our logos, it's a real guy. It's the first guy who we flew. And on him, I watched what it takes for somebody to go, I am at home really depressed, getting fat to the point where I get on the horse, it looks like a pony.
Wow.
That's how he was when he came to becoming a captain of his amputee soccer team and taking his girlfriend to Germany, to Poland, coming for rehab to Turkey and not even asking anything from the volunteers because he knows where the taxi and bazaar is. And what I did was, for 1.5 years, I just kept creating services for what one guy needs. And in our case, they didn't do his amputation right the first time. Yeah, so they had to go in second time. New prosthetics, walking again. Then he almost lost his only leg because his muscles got so compressed. It was pressing on his sciatic nerve. But Wings for Heroes started physical therapy because we had to keep him for 1 month or more.
Right.
To see if we can lengthen the muscles and if he respond. And, for a month he rehabbed. We did 12 physical therapy sessions. We did 8 swimming sessions, and it's one-on-one. He's in the pool with the coach, one-on-one with the therapist, and it's basically, it's like this.
Yeah.
And it's all I'm watching. I'm setting up appointments. I'm driving him, and I'm watching what's next. And that is how I kept adding services. And then we get the deaf guy, and when I got a deaf guy, the psychological part came right away. It was clear that we need a psychologist because I couldn't even fly him. And again, for listeners, what I do is I fly paragliders. It's like a plastic bag with a bunch of strings, and we don't have engine, we don't have fuselage. It's free flight. You're hanging in the air like this, suspended in the air. And
giant kite.
Yeah. And, the idea was just, if I wanted to scare them to death. I thought I could scare people who lost a limb or two. I could scare them to death. And it's actually, it worked. But now I have a lot of different things, and we get the study approved. And I'm saying that by trying to see what I can do alone, I got done more than, charities that have hundreds of millions in the bank are actually doing.
Yeah.
And, to me, I know I saved one guy's life.
Which
and I really
success.
believe if you saved one life, you saved the whole world. That's one thing that I can tell myself to not stop, because, Rich, this is not glamorous at all. I've been away from home for 2 months. I'm lucky I'm in New Jersey because I have family.
Yeah.
But there are 26 VFW posts here, and there are 30-something American Legions. There are a lot of them. And I'm on the beach in Turkey. Nobody knows about me. I can have the best program, but if nobody knows about me, nothing is going to happen.
Right.
And basically, you just go out and you I'm putting out energy. And, I think the biggest thing that I found here is I think he will be the first American that and I want to bring him back now. And that would be for sponsorship. I need a sponsor or sponsors to bring that guy, and nothing goes to us. We do it all, all the volunteer work, everything is done on volunteer basis. That includes me, that includes the psychologist, and it doesn't include physical therapist anymore because she already did us we exhausted all the favors. But, in terms of flying, like for this guy, I would take him flying all the time.
Yeah.
I would just put on hours of flying, because when you go in the air, it's like, it's not our element.
It's free.
It's, first of all, your brain freaks out and thinks that you're going to die, and it just blocks everything until it starts coming back and saying, okay, we didn't die. I want to see this. And then, the more you go, the more experiences. And with free flying, if we have days when the air, the sun hits the earth, and the heat is released and bubbles, that warm air is running up, we can fly in it for hours. We don't need engines, with nothing. We can go. And I think for somebody who is that far as stage 4, that is the perfect veteran for me to take and spend a month or 2 or however long he wants to.
So you actually fly these veterans to Turkey to do everything? Wow.
That's the point about amputees, because immediately it becomes even subconscious less than I lost a leg, I lost an arm, and I cannot do certain things.
Right.
And I'm saying that it's not true.
Right.
Because in today's world, you can do whatever you want. You just got to go and see it one time, and somebody has to walk you through. I'm the guy. I'm the bridge.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk you back and support you and guide you in which direction you need to go until you're well. And you're well when you turn off the phone. It's true story. I get volunteers of messaging, calling. We lost number one. He's not replying. He's not saying anything. Where is he? So I drive out to his apartment and I say, how are you? He says, I'm fine. What's going on? He says, I'm learning how to make food because, at home, mama's baking, mama's, frying. It's all, he said, I really need to lose weight. And he's sitting there cutting. I said, listen, the guys are asking if you're okay because you're not replying. Like, they're worried about you.
Yeah.
He says, look, the taxi button is right outside of my house. I go outside, I push the button, I say to guy, bazaar. He drives me, I get all the food. I push the button again. I say football field because he's living to only one football field. And they drive him to the football field. He walks home and he says, I have 24-hour concierge service. And the way it works is that, we have a messaging group. And when they need something, they message in the group and somebody picks it up.
Nice.
And we have, I am an early riser.
Yeah.
And I have guys who stay late. They watch moonrise, moonset. So, when veterans come, they don't want to leave the beach because it's a quiet, peaceful place.
Yeah.
And it's really, you need that grounding, you need the water, the sand. And when you know that people around you are volunteers and you're safe, it's the only place they can relax because some of them cannot even relax.
No,
Number two,
it's hard.
Number two, we had to move behind a huge castle for him to relax. Like the guy in red shorts, he spent 3 years in the front. They dropped the grenade from the drone and took off side of his right side of the face. Yeah, they stitch his ear.
Ooh.
Imagine if there's nothing behind, he feels open and exposed. Yeah. And the good thing is that all the military service is mandatory in Turkey. So they all served. And my right hand, number two, he was a gendarme. He was military police.
Okay.
And he says, you know what? We got to move to the beach all the way closest to the castle. A castle is this mountain that they showed you, because that way he'll have his back covered and I think he'll relax. So we moved from beach 22 to beach 1 and number 2 relaxed.
Wow.
He knows there is a mountain, nobody's coming. But before it was first of all, he hears things because he's, there's no middle ear. There's no balance. It's noise. But I'm saying, I'm finding these things. If I was a charity sitting in the office, fundraising, PR, I know how to organize a business. And I know that we need a lot of sad pictures and we need a lot of marketing budget and it will come back, right? But it's not the point, I'm just, maybe I'm naive in the sense, but to provide the result, this is my suit, I always wear my hoodies because if I need to drop down and help somebody, I cannot do it in a suit and dress shoes.
No.
And you cannot see how guy is suffering if he's standing in a hotel and somebody's complaining, but he can't hear anything and somebody has to shout. And it's all, it becomes like this situation that you really need to step in and say, look, we had a situation in the hotel. Say, look, he can't hear. They're not shouting because, he cannot hear you. We have to, it's like this. You go through experience, and if you're there.
Yeah, and if you were sitting behind a desk, you wouldn't do that. Yeah.
You see what they need. And it's now, Rich, it exists.
Yeah.
And I can scale up, I can bring 20 American veterans. There is, when they lose a limb, there is a process, right? They get prosthetics. They go through physical therapy. They learn how to walk. They're done. And then it's vacuum. I am after they done prosthetics, but they still need physical therapy, and they need to be exposed to a lot of different situations to get through them and realize, okay, this is how I do it. So, for example, sometimes I forget to order a chair. I forget to order a chair because I know the distance between the gate and, where they're going is short.
Right.
Or maybe not, and they can hop. And, when they hop without a chair through the airport with everybody and you on time, and you get and you sit down, okay, all the people with 2 legs are here and so am I. Okay, and we forgot the chair. There was no chair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it's check mark. Next time there is no chair. When they're leaving, like we had number 1 and number 3, they said we don't need a chair. We're gonna walk. We said we're gonna walk, and we were going to. It was a big new airport, and they said, "I know, we have time. We're just gonna walk." And they walked with their girls, and that's the thing. I do 1+1 because
smart.
because that way I save a lot of money on caregivers, and I know that they're always fine. They will tell me, "We gotta go. We gotta go." Okay.
Right.
Or he needs guys always have issues with telling what they need, right?
Yeah.
It's the girls say, okay, we gotta go now. He's gotta take it off because it's been so many hours and they're not allowed to wear prosthetic. It's hot. We just need to let the skin breathe like this. But with the guys, he'll go for 10 hours and then at the end he say, "Oh man, I am like hurting really." So what? I am not supposed to be in this thing for more than 4 hours. It's like, what?
We're bullheaded. That's why.
Yeah. So
guys have always been bullheaded.
Yeah. So 1+1, I solved it by bringing a caregiver, a family member, a spouse, a girlfriend, a friend, anybody.
Now, do you also do this with women that are veterans as well, or just men?
I had the only women I had were spouses.
Okay.
And what we found out that they need psychological support more than guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because, a lot of guys self-medicate with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the shit comes out on the girls. They are handling all that. And for them, just to sit down and talk to somebody who is a therapist, who is listening and understanding them, I think for them, it was more of a relief than for the guys, because the guys are like, I'm fine. Let's go to physical therapy, okay? Let's go cycling. I don't want to talk about my feelings.
But, and I have to commend you for this, because doing this with veterans, and I'm sure you see it, they say it's 22 a day, which... It's 22. When I say 22 a day, meaning that 22 veterans take their own life a day, and we've always, as veterans, said that number is not correct. It may be higher, it may be lower. We don't really know. I don't know how the 22 part came about, but you are out there helping these veterans, and for some strange reason, there aren't a lot of people that will. You'll be walking down the street, you'll see a homeless veteran sitting on the side of the street, and most people will either walk to the other side of the street to avoid him or just walk right past, and I remember growing up as a kid, my father would always take me to the VFW or the American Legion. And I just loved talking to these veterans, hearing their stories. And I think before I even went in the military, that's one of the reasons I always would sit down with them. And anybody listen, if you just do that, talk to a veteran, whether they're homeless or whatever, even if you just say hi, you could be saving their life. And what actually, now that I mention that, because you mentioned volunteers. So how can people volunteer to help you?
Well, let's just talk about how people can help first.
Okay. All right.
I learned this from the Red Cross, that there are only 3 ways that we can help.
Mm-hmm. You're listening to Conversations with Rich Bennett. We'll be right back. I want to tell you about a partner I trust for both home comfort and business needs. EcoCool HVAC. They're veteran-owned and based right here in Harford County, but they don't just keep your house comfortable. EcoCool also specializes in commercial refrigeration, from walk-in coolers and freezers to reach-in units and ice machines. So whether you're running a restaurant, a grocery store, a lab, or any business that depends on reliable cooling, their team installs, maintains, and repairs all makes and models so your operation keeps running smoothly. What I appreciate most, their commitment to service and honesty. They're available 24/7, for emergency refrigeration repairs, and they focus on keeping downtime low and reliability high. For a team that understands your needs and shows up when it matters, call EcoCool HVAC at 443-324-9714. Again, that's 443-324-9714, or visit EcoCoolHVAC.com. That's EcoCoolHVAC.com. Comfort and reliability you can count on.
First of all, we can donate blood.
Yeah.
Because there's always shortage, no matter where you're, Maryland, New Jersey. I was in Wisconsin last winter. They were in such shortage that, if you can, you have to donate blood. The second way you can help is you can volunteer your time. I think, if you give your time, it's the biggest thing that you can do, because you can make all the money in the world if you have the time. But if you don't have the time, it's over. And I think that for me, it was an impact going to my first soup kitchens during Thanksgiving, because first, when you don't go, you don't realize. But once you start working with people who are less fortunate than you are, then you realize how really fortunate you are.
Yeah.
So, for example, I since being self-funded, I pretty much spent all my resources, and then I went to my dad for help, and then I went to friends, so we're going. In terms of self-funding, it takes a lot. And I know I'm taking a lot of risk with this thing.
Yeah.
But, I feel more at peace than ever. More than, my claim to fame is that I saw the financial meltdown coming, and I actually took all my clients out of the market, and I started a radio show, and I was talking about what I see. Yeah, it was nice. We're talking about 2006, 2007. Starting a radio show was different than starting a podcast. It was, again, a lot of risk, but I started doing it. And I mean, it's amazing. I think it's amazing what we can get done if we just try, We don't know. And for this thing, you've seen I've done a lot of things in my life. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for Wings for Heroes, I would never put it out there. A lot of my clients didn't know. I had clients. I was a registered investment advisor, and I had all clients' assets for some were with me for 10 years, and they didn't know that I went to the Olympics, Yeah. So when I knew that the program exists, now I have to find a way to let the world know. I said, I'm going to go on podcasts, but going on podcasts meant telling everybody, what you've done before, and it's kind of like bragging, right? But I thought, okay, I wrote this long run-on sentence of what I've done, and I just started sending it to people, and, a year later, we're here.
I wouldn't say it's bragging. It's building.
That's how it felt to me. I didn't do it for anybody else,
I know, but what you're doing, Lyubim, is you're building your brand. And a lot of people don't realize this because they think the brand is just the logo, and it's not. It's the person that's running it, and people want to know that person. And
that's why I wrote this.
The book.
When everybody asks, I say, "Hey, tell me a little bit about yourself." I said, I sat down here, and it started as a poem, and 100 pages later, I was going as a poem. Yeah, really. So one of the biggest things that you say, tell me about yourself, and you have 2 minutes. Okay, what would you like to know?
Yeah.
Chronological order works best. My dad met my mom.
God, man.
It was the best thing that ever happened.
You know what? Here's the thing. That is true, because there are, especially when you go on a radio show, you have limited time. And there are some podcasts like that where you have a limited time.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
And that's one of the reasons I'm glad I'm not in radio anymore and I'm doing this, because I want the time for the guests to be able to tell their story, to talk about what they're doing, and it's hard. You're right. 2 minutes. You can't, there's not a lot you can do, man.
What you can do? You can get the Q&A section and you tell them, Q&A, you were asking me questions. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Do you have any questions? And somebody, and then you go. That's a trick.
God. Actually, the book, because I didn't even know about the book. How can people get a copy of the book?
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
Wings, you type in Wings for Heroes. If you want to order bulk, it's best from the website. And I'll sign all the...
Signed copies.
Yeah, and the whole idea is that, again, the book and, I do speaking.
I was going to ask about that.
That's what covers the overhead. That was my goal.
Okay.
And,
okay.
I'm failing so far. I just started it, but...
You got to find some veteran conferences.
Most difficult thing about publishing this? So, again, here is the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Here is the soldier carrying out a Holocaust survivor. Here is Lyubim with his paraglider with Manhattan in the background. This is Liberty Park, New Jersey. It took me almost a year to get this shot.
What?
So the cover came before the book. I saw the cover in my mind when I saw the soldier.
Yeah.
And when I saw the Statue of Liberty. I'm the bridge,
Wow.
I know what they did. We all know what she represents, but we have a little gap, between East and West, between war and peace, between soldiers and civilians. We have a gap. I'm trying to close the gap. You know what the biggest thing is, Rich, when these guys come?
What's that?
They're young, right?
Yeah.
And they're strong. And their number one is a big guy. I mean, he's a big, big guy. He made the horse look like pony. When we get to the beach, it's all tourists. From all over Europe, there are some few Americans, but Asia, Middle East, it's from everywhere.
Yeah.
And you see a young kid without a leg, with a huge group of people around him, all wearing logos and everything. It makes war real to everyone.
Yeah.
They see what it does. They get up. People, when they see it's flash, right? Or loss of flash, and they see that and they realize that, looking away is not going to work forever.
No.
And Ukrainian war, first of all, it produced more than 100,000 amputees in the first 3 years.
Jesus. Wow.
This time we have women and kids. When I was growing up, they were men, they were fighting in Afghanistan. Now they're fighting in the middle of Europe, where the World War II was fought, the ugliest war in history of this planet. We got 60 million people dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is going on now for 10 years. It started in 2014 with the annexation of Crimea.
Oh, damn.
And they parked in the east and they called it terrorist operation. I went back to Ukraine in 2015 to take over a failing infrastructure company, again, as a civilian, and I saw what was going on. So we have 100,000 in the first 3 years, now we're 4 years. Kids, women, and one of the things, I met with a friend who is a doctor. She's a pediatrician, and I said, look, I want to bring kids. I want to fly kids because I'm a professional tandem pilot. I can fly live people. I go to Austria in the summer, and for 2 months, I just fly passengers.
Oh, nice.
And the best thing is flying kids because kids want to do everything.
Yeah.
And to them, it's like magic. They're in it, and they have like input. It's not like, Dad, can we get McDonald's? Or can you change the music? Or can we listen to this? No, they're like, you want to go there? Yeah. Can we go there? Yeah. Do you want to do spiral? Yeah. So like, I want to bring them, and I want to bring an American pediatrician to look at the Ukrainian kids because I know with number one, when he got his second prosthetic leg, they screwed it up. They screwed up the connection, and he was so frustrated. So I want to bring a doctor, and I want them and parents. It would be parents and the kid. I want them to be on the beach, and I want them to go flying so they feel what it's like flying. It doesn't matter if you don't have legs. You need butt cheeks. You feel everything in your butt cheeks and the body. It's the only sport that levels the playing field. You can fly in a chair. You can fly without legs. and people fly. It's not our element, so we are the same,
Yeah, I love
And
that.
for kids, I think it would be a really life-changing experience. And
Oh.
it would be really, really amazing.
And the thing is, if these kids, everything that they saw and went through, they have anxiety and depression at the wazoo.
And parents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the parents too. And this is good therapy. It's like you're in the clouds, man.
Yeah.
You're a bird. You're free.
Really?
It's just, wow. I love this. I love that. All right.
So you should come, when we're doing a study, if you have a chance, just come on. And that's the thing. We're an open source. I just created it. Imagine this. We fly as long as the sun is up. When the sun sets, all the professional pilots, they land on the beach. And they sit there and they watch sunset. They are all veterans. All of them are veterans because service is mandatory. So I'm just putting a 1+1. If I bring a veteran and you have veterans and they're together and they're looking at the sunset, that's the community that you miss when you leave the military.
Yeah.
And they are always there and they want to help and they want to be productive and they want to do something. And they're all super excited. So it's like I can, of course there is a limit to people, but like if I needed to bring 10, 15 people tomorrow, I think we can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it. I did it one time. I did it second, 3, 4 times. And then I developed the infrastructure. So, I need help with scaling it up. And we were talking about this thing when we started. I already made what you told me to do. I'm not asking for donations. I'm asking you to sponsor, your logo will be here. It will fly above millions of people. And the gliders that will fly for the study, they will fly for 2 or 3 seasons. One will go to the US, one will stay in Turkey, one will go to Austria, and I fly mine everywhere. So you're looking at the billboard on the turnpike. Nobody looks at the billboard, but when you see a glider, everybody looks at it. So, Rich, if you can help me find a sponsor, a person who wants to advertise. And I want to take this guy stage 4. I want to take him with me, I'm going back in April. I want to bring him with me.
Well, with somebody that's listening, 2 things. A business that's listening that wants to sponsor, how do they get in touch with you? And a veteran that wants to take part in this, how do they get in touch with you?
Wingsforheroes.org, contact button.
That's easy.
It all goes to me. The phone number on there, it goes to me. It doesn't matter where you email, text, message, it will get to me. I am really social media. If you send me a message on Facebook, you may get it back in 6 months. Like, don't send me messages on Facebook. Because I somehow set up that my Instagram automatically posts on my Facebook, but I never go to Facebook, and I have like shows that send me something from June. And I find it and I say, man, this is like the worst place. One place I don't look. So
you do check your email, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
everything except Facebook comes to the phone. So, it's yeah. If there is a veteran who is listening, you guys, I know I will scale it up. It will take me some time, but in any case, I'll find a way.
Well, where would you like to see Wings for Heroes in 5 years from now?
I will give you baby steps. One of my next things is obviously to do the study. And again, the study will be huge. It will be 6 weeks of flying for veterans. So the crew that is gathering, we're way over 20 people. And we have research team coming from Austria, from University of Innsbruck. We have film crew coming. We have local volunteers, and we're going to go to different sites. So it will be a movie, and I really 6 weeks is long enough to break all the patterns and stuff. And I think we'll get into a lot of adventures that the person who will go through it, they have to, I just feel, I knew what it made me feel my first flight. And I'm thinking if I put somebody through 6 weeks, like on a level of DNA, they have to change. You cannot be the same after you do this for 6 weeks.
All right.
So the study is number 1. And number 2, I need a permanent place, just an apartment where I can house people that they can just, like number 1, he needed to stay. If I find somebody, I just want to say, okay, all we need is a plane ticket and we're going and you have a place to stay. and we're starting physical therapy, and we have time to find the money or fund it, whatever, but it has to be ongoing. So I need to find an apartment or find funding to have an apartment. And I need to find to do the veteran study for 6 weeks. Those are 2 projects for 1 year. And once it's going, then, I have something of scientific research.
Yeah.
And I will have at that time a year of what happens when there is a place to go,
Right. Have you
I create a place where whoever veteran who needs to recover, they can come. And again, it's lottery. I understand.
Yeah.
While we're small, it's just 1 guy or 2 guys or girls.
Yeah.
That's really important too, because women veterans, one of my favorite people is Senator Duckworth. She is, she's a double amputee from Iraq, a helicopter pilot. Now she's a senator, but it's a huge example to all of us how far you can go. An Asian woman, double amputee, a senator for Illinois. That's what is possible. The thing is that what I learned from amputees, first of all, don't ever pity us. There's no pity there. They hate it.
Yeah.
So I give them a lot of crap. I really, I'm so hard on them. Sometimes I feel bad, but they want it. And then you learn that all my issues are mostly psychological,
Yeah.
Like I can jump up and I have a counter here. If I need to, I can leap over this counter and run out of this house, jump out the window. And some guys, they cannot even get up and walk because they don't have knees, and when you don't have knees, your life changes completely.
And it's amazing what they're doing with these prosthetics nowadays.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. I know.
Oh.
So it's a cool thing that you brought it up because on number 1, he needed, first they get like a really basic prosthetic.
Right.
When they don't have a knee, there is an advanced one. And the advanced one costs $75,000. Yeah. And a kid who volunteered at 20 and lost his leg was denied a prosthetic leg that cost $75,000. And he is big but quiet,
Yeah.
I said, man, look, you gotta start flapping your gums. You cannot just stand there. We know you're a hero and you can take it. We can see how tough you are, but you just gotta start talking. And when he was rehabbing for a month, he had an interview, and it was a governmental interview. And he tells me, he finished this as Lyubim, like I'm sitting there and they're just starting closing their folders in the middle. We didn't even talk. They're just closing folders. And he's like, they're denying me again. And he's like, excuse me, I volunteered at 20. The draft age was 25. So he didn't have to go. They sent him, he started flying drones and he felt that he's hiding behind civilians. So he kept writing, transfer me. I want to be in assault brigade. I want to be assault brigade. I want to be an assault brigade. They transfer him within first few months. The ratio is 13-1. They're outnumbered. Yeah.
Damn.
His commander goes down. He's the closest guy to the commander. He says he's within arm's reach. And he said the pain was just like, he said he felt bad. He was squealing like a pig, like everybody could hear him. That's what he was worried about. Okay. So he says, if I'm lucky, I get 15 years on this one leg, but it will probably be 10.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, right now I'm rehabbing in Turkey for 1 month. I play amputee soccer. I am on the team.
Oh, wow.
And I think that I deserve this more than anybody else. And he's telling me, I'm looking at the camera and I see sweat dripping. Bing, bing, bing. But he said, I just got going and I couldn't stop. He just let it all out. And he says they're opening the folders. He got approved for $75,000 prosthetic
because
leg.
He spoke up.
Exactly. Because, he got in front and met somebody who told him, look, we know what you can do, but you just got to speak up for yourself because nobody's going to notice that.
Yeah, these things are amazing now. And I told you.
Yeah, and now we have our youngest volunteer was 5 years old. She said when he gets his prosthetic leg, he can run. He can run. He can jump and swim just like us.
Yeah, some of these things are bionic now.
They are. They have AI chips.
Yeah.
They can jump on the wet rock and hold the weight.
It's
Our knees,
amazing.
really, when we jump on the wet rock and it goes,
Yeah.
they actually hold it.
Yeah.
Even 300 pounds.
It's just it's amazing. It's amazing, and I've seen the work that these companies are doing, and because I remember, God, a long time ago, the first time I saw an amputee, it was the wooden leg, or I don't know if it's actually wood, but that's what it was.
It was
like.
a stick.
Yeah,
it was a stick.
And now you're seeing these things. Like I'm thinking, like with the arms, the fingers are actually moving, and it's like holy.
If you have the money, they can replace a lot of body parts.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
One thing I haven't seen yet, my brother had lost his eye. And it's funny because back then, the $6 Million Man was a big show. He said, oh, yeah, I'm going to give bionic eye, which there was no such thing. I'd like to see if there is one now. Since he passed, I really haven't paid attention, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look what they're doing with people that are deaf.
Yeah.
They're coming up devices where they can actually hear crystal clear, and you're not getting that high pitched sound from the hearing aids. This stuff it's amazing.
Yeah. Makes you want to live longer, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, Lyubim, I've said this a million times. I'll be 100 years old. That's my goal, to make it to at least 100, and I'll still be doing this. I'll still be podcasting. People may not understand what the hell I'm saying, but still.
Yeah. It gives you energy. It gives you the meaning.
Oh,
and one of the things, I found out, I just get up because I have to. I have this feeling of responsibility that, last week I went to Denver. We had really crazy weather. It was like one day it was 80, the next day it was negative, and wind and snow.
Yeah.
And I had to be in a lot of places just in a few days, and the batteries are getting empty. And I'm like, I just need a few days to recharge. And then again, it's like 5 a.m., 4:30. Okay, I gotta get up, and I get up. I know what you mean when you're saying that because you create space, for people like me, and
I love it.
People who can come on your platform and just talk about it. And, I don't know how I'm close to the end of the financial road, but I know I just need one sponsor, and then we're done.
You'll get it.
I just find one guy who says, I want the name of my company on your glider, and I will fly them over millions of people. Millions of people will see that.
Yeah. That would be awesome, man.
That would be awesome.
So are you actually filming any of this that you've been doing? Not podcasts. I'm talking about helping the people and everything, like for a documentary.
Yeah, we filming everything, and we have one bottleneck. We have a bottleneck, and I am the bottleneck because I do everything. And if you go on our Instagram, Wings for Heroes Instagram, it's there are videos on it. I make videos, and I actually made more videos of rehab because I created mini series. I wanted people to see exactly what we do.
Okay, good.
So on our Instagram, you can see the actual work. Okay,
good.
I have a lot of videos that I need to do, and I need to do flying videos, because we're flying, and I want to finish, we did this 1 month physical therapy rehab, and I want people to see how it looks like, how it's done, because, I do it all. And I'm saying I do it all because that's how it has to be done.
Yeah.
It's easy. If I say, Rich, say, oh, Lyubim, you're doing such a great thing. Here is check, I found you. And then I go start hiring people. It will not be the same result if I am there watching, So not only I'm saving financially, but I see when the guy cannot connect his thing, or when they're suffering, but there's something is uncomfortable, I can fix it right away.
Yeah.
I just fix it, then we never have to go through it.
And with some of these amputees, sometimes what do they call it? Phantom pain.
Oh man, this is such it's so real. The second book for Wings for Heroes will be about our number one.
Okay.
One of the things he told me when he was in the hospital, when his mom came, she sat on the bed on the side where the leg was amputated. There was no leg. He said he was screaming from pain.
Thought she was sitting on it. Yeah.
He felt like
Yeah.
she sat on it, but there was nothing there. And he said it was real.
Yeah.
It was so painful. He said it pain and freak out. Like, how could it be? He knows there is no leg. Like, he saw that.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
And these phantom pains, they play some crazy tricks on them. That's psychologically, it's really hard.
See,
and physically too.
And Wings for Heroes will help them to, just to relieve.
Get distracted. I'll scare them to death for a little period of time. Forget. It's true.
And it's going to be an experience that they'll keep talking about for years and years and years.
Oh, they do. The line is huge. One comes and then I have 100 ready. When?
Oh, man, that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, Lyubim, before I get to my last question, is there anything you would like to add?
Oh, I would say that I think we're different, that we're an open source organization.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just go online, look, and then contact me and come if you can, or support if you can. You can pick one veteran. You can sponsor your own veteran. We don't really have to. I don't have a pool or a line or whatever. If you know somebody who needs help now and you want to send them, I have a place, And
purchase the book, people. Wings for Heroes, The Origin in Search of Humanity. And you know what I'm going to say? Leave a full review after you do. When you go to the website, Wings for Heroes, and it's the number 4.org, purchase a hoodie or a t-shirt. Help. God, we got to help Lyubim get this thing rolling big time. All right. So here's the tricky question for you. Pick a number between 1 and 5.
3.
3. All right. Now, oh, wait a minute. Where's block 3?
It's right in between, right?
Yeah, there it is. Now pick a number between 41 and 60.
41 and 60?
Yeah.
55.
55. All right. Oh. Okay. This is a good question. What is a question you wish more people would ask themselves?
Is this all I can do?
Yes. No, I mean, I'm not saying yes to that,
Good one,
that
right?
question. That is
do?
awesome. That was a great answer, because my first thought was, I know he's going to say something like, what can I do to help or something like, but yeah, I like that. Is this all I can do? That's the perfect question, because everybody will say, well, what can I do to help? But when they're done, they never say, is this all I can do?
Can we say, what else can I say? It's not about talking, What is this all I can do?
And you can always do more. You can always do more. Lyubim, I want to thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you.
And if you ever come down to Maryland and talk to any of the Legions or VFWs here, hit me up.
Can I come visit you?
Yeah, we'll go out.
I'm just the closest that I'd be.
We'll go out and get some crabs or something, man.
Okay.
Maryland steamed crabs. You can't beat them. You like seafood, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You can't beat them. Lyubim, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, Rich. I hope this was helpful and valuable for some listeners. And I really hope, if you guys just hit the contact button on our site. If you need help and if you're looking for a place or for people that understand you, the Wings, number 4, heroes.org contact button.
After conversations like this, it's hard not to sit back and think about perspective, because Lyubim's story isn't just about survival. It's about purpose after survival. It's about realizing that even after unimaginable loss, trauma, or hardship, there's still more life left to live, more impact left to make, and more people left to help. And what really stayed with me during this conversation was something he said near the end. Is this all I can do? That's a question all of us should probably ask ourselves a little more often. Whether it's supporting veterans, helping someone struggling in silence, volunteering your time, or simply reaching out to another human being. Maybe we're capable of more than we think. I want to thank Lyubim for coming on and sharing not just his story, but his heart and his mission through Wings for Heroes. And if this episode moved you, inspired you, or made you think differently about resilience, service, or healing, please share it with someone else, because conversations like this deserve to be heard. To learn more, support the mission, sponsor a veteran, or connect with Wings for Heroes, just head to the links in the show notes. And as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the show. And thank you for being part of these conversations that remind us what humanity really looks like.